this month we're going over Balboa. And so today we talked a little bit about the history of Bal and some of the basics that we're going to do here. So the first little bit, we did a little warm-up where we went step, touch, kind of like a Motown dancer, moving on this diagonal. Awesome. And then we took a look at the basic, and if you think of it like a 5 on just like a playing die, we're going to go step, step, hold, middle, step, step, hold, middle. And again, this is a very rigid version of what we actually do in the dance, but it's a nice visual that you can use to kind of figure out where your feet go. And now we use that same Motown swing where my hips are moving more than my shoulders to go step, step, collect, middle, step, step, collect, middle, where I'm bringing it up. And we call this our uphold. So we go back, back, collect, step, forward, forward, collect, step, back, back, collect, step, forward, forward, collect, step. Awesome. We also talked about the downhold basic, where instead of collecting, we just immediately go. So it's going to be step, step, go, step, step, go, step, step, go, step, step, go, step, step, go. And the feeling of this is very different because I have to actually force myself to go. Step, step, go, step, step, go. Cool. So putting those two things together, we're going to, her footwork is now going to be offset by 4 counts. I'm going to place my feet in between my Paula's feet. My arms are wrapped gently around her waist. This hand is a little bit back. Paula's going to get this little instinct to grab the thumb. Instead, if I bring this hand back, we'll actually flap things here, and I'll get a very sore thumb over time. Also, if I think of, there's this seam on my body, so here's a 90-degree angle. There's this 45-degree angle right here, and that's kind of where I want to place my Paula. So she's completely facing me.
You literally are touching.
I am not completely facing her. If I were to face the camera, she's over here, I'm facing there, but we are completely touching our rib cages. We have this idea that we are very much upright in this movement. We could kick our butts back and get more of this upper chest connection, but for right now, I'm connecting all of this here so that she can actually feel my hips. I'm not connecting with my hips, but I'm connecting so that she can feel them. So I take that first rock collect. So I go back, collect, hold, step, forward, collect, hold, step. Boom, boom, hop.
I was going forward first.
Back and hold, forward and hold. She's going forward and hold, back and hold.
I'm really bouncing a lot.
There is a real bounce here. It's a settled bounce. It's much more relaxed than a limby bounce.
Remember, we can't see our feet, so we're going on feeling. That's why that chest connection is so important.
Awesome. Now we can use that downhold basic. So I'm going to go back and go, forward and go, back and go, forward and go, back and go, forward and go. One thing we didn't talk about that much is we don't want this to be just plopping down when we go. We're still moving through that foot, but we're stepping on it. So we don't want it to be boom, boom, back, boom, boom, back, boom, boom, back. It's really, we're stepping, but we're still moving through that foot. Awesome, cool. Now we talked a little bit about blurring those two basics, where we went back and go, forward and hold step, back and go, forward and hold step. Follows, you're going to be going forward and back, back and hold, forward and back, back and hold. Putting that together, it's going to be boom, boom, ha, shoom, boom, ha, 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 boom, boom, ha, boom, boom, shot, boom, boom, ha, boom, boom, shot. Awesome. So now we take this movement, we start rotating it. We rotate on that 3. So boom, boom, ha, boom, boom, shot, boom, ha, boom, boom, shot, boom, ha, boom, boom, shot. Step and rotate. Straighten out. Step and rotate. Straighten out. Step and rotate. Straighten out. Step and rotate. Awesome. Cool. So, one of the things about that footwork is when we get here, we kind of let these feet step where they may so that we can rotate, we can straighten out. But as a lead, if I go here behind and step, it accelerates through that movement. So we use that So we went step, behind, and step. Now when we do this, instead, I'm going to start using a lolly, which we talked about. To build that up, we went step, step, tap, tap, step, tap, step, tap, step. This movement coming from the rotation of my hips, not anything else.
Shoulders are straight.
And now I'm going to use it to kick and tap. She's going to do the opposite. She's kicking with the other foot. So we went kick and tap, kick, tap, kick, tap, kick, tap. Putting that together. Again, I'm not driving this with this. It's just my hips. I'm just staying fairly toned so that she has something to press off of. And so I'm going kick and tap, kick. And when I do this, I'm going to make her the eye of the storm. I'm moving around her. Shot, boom, pop, shot, boom, pop, shot, boom, pop, shot, boom, pop. Awesome. Now getting into it, we use that back and forward. So we go back and around, behind and kick. Hop, hop, hop. Showing it from this angle. I go back and around, behind and kick. Hop, shoot, hop. Awesome. And then to get out of it, kick and tap. And that's where we left off for this week, but just a little bit of a teaser. We're going to go back and step, around and forward step. And I believe that is everything we went over. So thanks for coming.